The Cowherd and the Weaver Girl. It's among the four classic folk tales of China. It is a story of Cowherd and a Weaver Girl. It's a love story between Zhinü, the Weaver Girl, symbolizing the star Vega, and Niulang, the Cowherd, symbolizing the star Altair. Their love was thus not allowed, and they were banished to opposite sides of the heavenly river or the Milky Way. Once in a year, on the seventh day of the seventh lunar month, a flock of magpies would form a bridge to reunite the lovers for one day. So let's hear the story of the cowherd and the weaver. The beautiful and charming weaving maid, Zhinü, was a servant in the palace of the Queen Mother of the West, Shi Wang Mu, where she spent her days weaving. Meanwhile, on earth, an amazingly handsome and hard-working cowherd, Niulang, was miserably lonely. His parents had died when he was young, and he lived with his older brother and his brother's wife, who were both very lazy and treated him as a servant. So, some people say that the charming maid once with her sick sister came to earth to bath in a refreshing steam where the cowherd saw them. He was transfixed by their beauty and picked up the clothes of one of them he left on the bank. When the sisters spotted him, 6 of them hurried to put on their clothes, turned into doves, and flew back to the realm of celestial Mother of the West. But the weaving maid's clothes were in his hand, and she had to beg to get them back. By the end, the weaving maid had fallen in love with the cowherd, so rather than turn to a dove and fly back to Celestial Mother, she remained in the world of mortals and married the cowherd. And later they had 2 children. The Queen Mother of the West seems not to have noticed initially, but when the affair came to her attention, she ordered her troops to abduct the weaving maid and escort her back to her celestial loom. The poor cowherd tried to pursue them, but he had to carry the children, and in any case, even a very determined mortal is unlikely to catch up with the force of celestial lictors. However, the Queen Mother did not want to take chances. Drawing a hairpin from her hair, she blew on it, and instantly it turned into a heavenly river, the one we know today as Milky Way, our galaxy, and it flowed forth between the weaving maid and the pursuing cowherd. Thus, the earthly cowherd and the heavenly weaving maid were separated forever, and their children cried piteously to the Queen Mother to reunite them with their mother. The weaving maid's 6th sister joined in the plea. Some people say that all nature was so moved by the tragedy that a flock of magpies miraculously appeared to form a bridge over the heavenly river, and that this sign of cosmic attention caused the Queen Mother of the West to relent. The Queen Mother allowed the lovers and their children to be reunited for one night every year, on the 7th night of the 7th lunar month. This is also the story of Chinese Valentine Day. On that day, each year, a flock of magical magpies suddenly appear and forms a bridge over the Milky Way, and the weaving maid and the cowherds meet in the middle. On the 7th day of the 7th lunar month, called the Festival of the 7th Evening, girls hold weaving competitions in commemoration of the weaving maid. And formally, they offered sacrifice to the weaving maid, hoping to receive from her cleverness in doing beautiful needlework. They would sacrifice fruits which would be put out overnight. It is a good omen if spiders come and spun webs over the fruit by morning. For that reason, the day was sometimes called the Cleverness Begging Festival. Some people also say that weaving maid was a daughter or granddaughter of the Jade Emperor. Once she met the cowherd, they say, she gave up sewing, which particularly irritated the Jade Emperor and caused him to break up the union. But that probably confounds tale of this celestial maid falling in love with a mortal. With another one in which the seventh daughter of the Lord of Heaven marries the sixth filial exemplar.